These are some scripture readings that we certainly need to hear today. We see in our second reading from 1 Peter and 3:15, always be ready to give an explanation for the reason for your hope, but do it with gentleness and reverence. It's a call to evangelization for each and every single one of us, that we're called to be disciples and spread the good news everywhere, but doing it with gentleness and reverence. What is the reason for your hope? What is the reason for your hope deep within your soul? And how are you going to spread it? And then within our gospel today, we see Jesus gives a reassuring message of love, that He will always be there for us, that He will not leave us orphaned, and that His love is always present for us. Now that's sometimes hard to believe. Even for myself, it's sometimes hard to believe that we are lovable at times, especially because of our own sinfulness or because of what we're going through, whatever it may be. Sometimes it's hard to believe that. So that's why it's so important to hear Jesus' reassuring words, that He will love us, that He will always be there for us. The times that this is most distinct when I realize this is when I look back at my journal. Now, I am not a regular journaler. I wish I was. It's something that I always wish that I had in my spirituality, but it's so hard. It's so hard to be consistent with it, you know? But the times that I was consistent with my journaling, as I'm journaling and I'm trying to write out my own spiritual experiences and then my spiritual insights and such, when I'm doing it, I don't necessarily feel like God is present until years afterwards, and then I reread those passages when I'm journaling. And then I see, wow, I see how God was present in my life and how He was guiding me in this time. Sometimes it takes some afterthought. Sometimes it takes the time years afterwards to realize how the Lord always had His guiding hand. And sometimes we are very aware how the Lord guides us in the present time as well. I want to share with you a story. Before I joined the seminary, and as I was studying to be a conventual Franciscan, and of course I'm not a Franciscan, so I left the Franciscans. But one of the things that we did as the conventual Franciscans is we joined one of the friaries for their appeal. And so one of these appeals was on the Jersey Shore. I was very excited. Got to go to the beach. And as I was swimming out in the Atlantic Ocean, I was just enjoying time on the waves as I was bobbing up and down. You know how when you go deep enough, the wave will just carry you up and then carry you gently down? And I was really enjoying that. So I decided, let me just go a little bit deeper. So I went deeper and deeper and deeper until the wave started to crest a little bit, a little foamy on the top. And it started getting a little scary, until I saw in the not-so-distant horizon this monster wave coming for me. And it may not have looked like a monster wave from the shore, but to me, it looked huge, right? And so I'm bracing for this wave. I don't know exactly what's coming. And once it comes, it just hits me. And it hits me so hard that it takes me with the wave, and I start flipping in the water. And flipping is not something that I do. And it flipped me 3 times, and I'm gasping for air, trying to do anything that I can to break myself free from this wave. It was a scary moment. I didn't know what was going to happen. And then eventually the wave subsided, and then it landed me gently on my bottom as I looked out into the ocean, and I saw the peaceful ocean in front of me. And all I could think at that moment was, that was awesome. That was awesome. I think when we look back at life, there's certainly a lot of, even when we look back at life or when you look back at your journal, you certainly know that there are challenging times. There are things in your life that will flip you upside down, but at the very end of it, you know where the love of Christ was the entire time. You know where Christ was. That's what I leave with you today, knowing that Christ always has us. He will not leave us abandoned. He will not leave us orphaned. He is always there for us, surrounding us with His love. And so we ask the Lord today that during this challenging time, where we feel like we may be flipping upside down, we ask that the Lord may reveal to us where His love is.